Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday. This is the Discord stream. Thank you for being here. My name is Todd. I hope you're doing well. Had some unbelievable audio issues trying to get this to work. Hopefully it is. Let me know if it isn't. We have 5 amazing series member videos for you today. If you're not watching this live, this is live via Discord only. It'll be put up on toddreacts.com for website members for the month. And then when we do the April stream in Discord, this will get posted directly after. So right after this, you will see February's uploaded to YouTube for everybody to enjoy. So that's kind of the layout of things. Thank you so much for being here if you're live. I appreciate it greatly. If you want to join, it's literally free. The Discord link is everywhere, so you can be a part of this and enjoy. All right, we have 5 amazing videos for you today. Like I said, toddreacts.com is the requesting website, if you will. There we go. I'm a little discombobulated because a lot of things weren't working. All right, toddreacts.com. You see those tiers before you. All of them are requesting tiers, so check them out. And I know I'm live via Discord, and you're potentially already members. I'm just going over this because this will post to YouTube. So toddreacts.com for that. Check out the winter collection of merch available right now. 15% off for members, ships worldwide, all that good stuff. We have the accessories as well, so go ahead and check that out. Quality's guaranteed. And if you're already there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Over 14,700 of you have already done so. I appreciate it greatly. There's over 1,200 videos in the backlog for you to catch up on if you're just joining and you're a new member, or you're a new Discord member, or you're a new subscriber to the YouTube channel, etc., etc. Appreciate it. It's a free and easy way to support the channel. And, of course, join the Discord. I can't bring it up right now because I'm currently live on Discord. So that would just be a nightmare that I'm not willing to go through. Believe me, it's there. We're live, all that good stuff. We have 5 amazing member-requested videos for you today. These are all series member tier levels, just to kind of give them a little bit of priority for being the highest tier supporters. Thank you so much to them specifically. You're amazing. Everybody else, you're awesome as well. We are going to start off with Grey's Anatomy. It is a You Are a King and I'm Your Lionheart video. I believe specifically it's Alex and Arizona characters. And then after that, we have a General Hospital, more specifically the Nurse's Ball with Jocelyn. And then after that, we have a Doctor Who compilation, which is probably going to be phenomenal, just based off of pretty much every Doctor Who compilation we've ever seen. And then after that, winter is coming. Well, I guess it's already came and went, but we're going back to House Stark. Game of Thrones compilation should be pretty interesting. I've got a decent amount to say about that show. I do want to watch it again. It's one of those shows where I'm like, that was such a fever dream. Everybody was talking about it. It was such a huge cultural impact, right? It had massive cultural impact. Everybody's watching it. The ratings for that show was through the roof. I mean, even if you weren't watching the show, chances are somebody was talking your ear off about that show. So it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, maybe it's worth going back and kind of reliving that experience over again. After a little time has passed and whatnot. A little reprieve since the season 8 finale. And then we will end the stream with a Dan and Phil spamming the TMI button, which should be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So I figure that's a great way to end it. But I hope you've had a wonderful Saturday. And I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Let's jump into the first one. It is You're a King and I'm Your Lionheart. It is, of course, from Grey's Anatomy, like I mentioned. And this is Alex and Arizona. These problems aside, I think I taught you well, is the tagline here. Let's go ahead and jump in.
You think it's right for them to take him home?
It isn't.
Shh, Brad, I'm teaching. What are you going to do? This is peds. Your patients can't advocate for themselves. So,
Take it over this time.
A big part of the job is advocating for them.
Freaking do something.
You tell these doctors which one of our children has to die because
You're not deciding. I am.
I'll teach him to be less of an ass. What? I don't teach him how to care.
Body block him, Karev.
Body block him.
That kid looks screwed.
He is.
Stroke before you're even born. Rough way to start a life.
Can I scrub it?
Yeah, if you can get us to Africa.
Yeah. Fly him out.
Yeah, try it. You're not on this case.
Look, I've been with this baby since yesterday. She almost died, I almost died. I didn't go through hell with this kid to just back off.
What do you need?
I'm okay.
It'd be very difficult to not get emotionally invested. You know, obviously I'm not a surgeon, I'm not a doctor. You know, I have no idea, no firsthand experience of this at all, but I'm just assuming, being, you know, that close to someone who's suffering and, you know, you're trying to do things to fix them and all that stuff, like it would be extremely emotionally taxing. And obviously you see that quite often in these doctor shows, whether it's Scrubs, whether it's ER, whether it's Grey's Anatomy, whether it's House MD, et cetera, et cetera. You see those scenes where they just kind of lose it, or they're not themselves, or they're, you know, venting to somebody else. Like it would be very difficult.
I need to sit down.
Okay. I need you back.
You did it. You know, I never thought you would. I didn't think you could, but you did. You saved that kid's life today. How'd it feel?
Feels great.
So back.
You know why I like you so much?
I honestly have no idea.
You remind me of me. Pete surgeons were vicious. We're the most hardcore surgeons in the hospital. Hardcore, right? But that's what it takes to learn how to save tiny humans like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have been watching you. I have been in awe of you, stepping up for these babies, for these parents, in a way that
You made me something.
I have been so proud of you. Oh, Alex. And today,
You made me.
If you fix that attitude of yours, you could be the future of this hospital.
when something like this happens, you call me and you say, Arizona, I'm in trouble and I need help. Someone told me to go home and I wasn't really sure where I should go.
I want to come back and I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm not quitting.
Welcome, Pete.
And that's the guy you trained and you raised and whatever, so.
Not the Heelys. Oh my gosh. Those shoes with the wheels on the bottom. That's hilarious.
I'm your best. I didn't think it would work, but
Crap. Are you trying to give me a compliment?
I'm saying no one else could have done what you did.
Our work here is done.
Well, at least can I say thank you?
Can I ask you one more time, Karev?
Not unless you want to make me cry.
You sure about this?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That would be quite the task. Not only are you a surgeon, obviously, but you're working on much smaller bodies, like children, right? It's not fully developed, obviously a smaller size. So you got littler, things you're working on. Like that is just a nightmare scenario. Thinking about it from the outside looking in. It's impressive. It's very impressive. It's very impressive. I would say the only thing that, probably even comes close to that level is obviously neurosurgeon, brain surgeon. You're dealing with very important area. And if you make some errors, that could obviously permanently affect somebody in ways that you probably don't even know, or maybe, won't find out for a while, or maybe you'll know immediately. And that's why they do those brain surgeries with patients awake, to see if any of their motor skills get affected, or, anything. Whew. Really, really tough work. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine, honestly. And working on, being a surgeon for children, that is a whole bag of worms of, obviously you're dealing with the parents. You're trying to put on a brave face. You're, reassuring them of what you're doing and how it should help them. And then, you're updating them, and then you have to go to actual work on the kid, and hopefully things work out. And I can't imagine coming out of surgery, it didn't go well, and then having to tell the parents. Ooh, that's brutal. I've been on the receiving end of some bad news from a doctor, and not good. Obviously not good from my perspective, but really terrible from theirs, I'm assuming, as well. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. Also check out their channel. They might have other videos that might interest you. And if it really interests you, certainly request it for stream. Let's look up some information on Grey's Anatomy, specifically Arizona and Alex. Arizona says, here's a quote, Stephanie to Arizona, "You are kind of a legend with the interns and residents. You're one of the Seattle Grace 5. You survived a plane crash," which she was trying to recover from in a couple of those scenes of the compilation there, "and a car crash and a shooting. You might be immortal. You mastered one of the most exclusive specialties basically overnight, and then you took Herman's job and her eyesight. You have screwed dozens of interns, and you got them all fired. You speak really fast, like superhuman fast. You have a weird name." What? They say you have 2 legs, and you're only pretending that one is amputated for the parking space. Oh my gosh. Former head of fetal surgery, attending pediatric surgeon, board director at Gray Sloan Memorial Hospital, ex-wife of Callie, mother of Sophia. To better the happiness of her daughter, she decided to move to New York to be closer to Callie. Wow, she went through a lot. Just look at these titles here. Plane crash, leg amputation, buying the hospital, pregnancy and miscarriage, cheating on Callie, trying to fix her marriage, as you would hope, right? After that previous one, trying for another baby, new fellowship, making a life of her own, custody battle, budding romance with Eliza, Sophia's return, fetal brain surgery. Wow. That's a lot. That is absolutely a lot. Alex in Arizona started out with a rocky relationship when they first met, but as time went on, Karev realized that Arizona was one of the few people who actually believed in him. Arizona Robbins saw Karev as a promising pediatric surgeon who was dedicated despite his temper and personal issues, and continued to maintain a good mentor-student relationship with him until the end of Alex's residency. Karev's decision to leave Seattle to take the fellowship offer at Hopkins led her to take his place on a plane that ended up crashing. While she was in the hospital trying to fight the infection in her leg, she mentioned that she was still very much pissed off and stated she felt as though Karev should have been in the crash rather than herself, because she spent the whole time thinking about her wife and her baby, and he had no wife, no baby, and he had no one. Oh my gosh. That's not a healthy way to look at that at all. When she returned to work, she and Alex maintained their friendship and working relationship, with Alex looking out for her. She was unaware that Alex was the surgeon who cut off her leg until years later. Callie didn't tell her because she knew Arizona would hate her, and she wanted her to have someone to lean on. When she did find out, she thanked Alex for telling her. While working together with Alex on two equally sick twins, they had to decide which one would get the donor liver they both needed. Oh my gosh. Arizona had a moment of looking back on her relationship with Alex. Situation reminded Arizona about their first case together, and she shared that she was very proud of him and that she trusted him to handle the case well. Oh my gosh. We got Alex, of course, who we definitely have reacted to before. Bit of a troubled life as well. Disliked by his fellow interns for his... what even is that word? Brusque? I don't know. Dismissive behavior towards patients and coworkers. His negative attitude and temper often bring him into conflict with the attending physicians. At one point, the former neonatal surgeon requests Alex on her service as punishment for his rude behavior towards her and others, such as Derek Shepard. Punishment leads to Alex demonstrating a remarkable talent for pediatric surgery, which shapes his career moving forward. Hey, he got his moment, whether it was a good way or a bad way. He got his moment and he ran with it. 15th season premiere, Alex is appointed as interim chief of surgery after Bailey takes a sabbatical. Season 16, Alex leaves Grace alone to reunite with Izzy and their children, with his final appearance occurring in the episode Leave a Light On. There you go. Interesting. Had a troubled childhood shaped by his mother's mental illness, father's frequent absences and violent behavior. Jeez. Tough work. Arizona still on Team Alex on Grey's Anatomy. Relatively drama-free start to the season for Callie in Arizona, which it looks like we're finally in for on Grey's Anatomy, means more time for the latter to befriend Karev. Arizona's storyline in Season 8 has been less about Callie and more about being the only person that's behind Karev. At the end of last year, he really pissed a couple people off, so this year she's meant to be an advocate for him, really ushering him into the pediatric fellowship. Given the uphill battle ahead for Alex when it comes to repairing his relationship with Meredith and everyone else, he'll need all the friends he can get right now. Considering his pediatrics potential, it does make sense that his mentor in the specialty would remain in his corner, especially as he focuses on being a better surgeon. Grey's Anatomy, why Alex... I'm assuming that's why Alex in Arizona... That's the word we're missing there. Why Alex and Arizona aren't real friends. Seen a lot of characters come and go on Grey's Anatomy. As a result, some amazing friendships have been struck along the way. When Alex first appeared in the pilot episode back in 2005, the character was written in late to give the show a bit of an edge, as Alex was a total jerk, apparently. Over time, though, Alex gradually began to mellow and become the man everyone knew he was inside. Major factor in Alex's growth was Arizona Robbins, head of pediatric surgery, who taught Alex to be a better person and a brilliant surgeon. However, there are many reasons why these two aren't really friends. Alex didn't initially like Arizona's personality. Arizona was the new attending assigned to a young boy's case after the previous doctor died. Arizona insisted on putting the child on the transplant list as soon as possible. She was surprised that nobody had done that already, given the state of the boy's intestines and liver. Both Alex and Miranda Bailey didn't like Arizona's new approach, and they complained about her behind her back. Alex was bugged by Arizona's perkiness. Okay, I kind of get that. There is such a thing as being too perky. And usually it tends to be kind of a pet peeve of mine if it's like really early in the morning and you're super perky about it. Ooh, I don't know if I've ever had the amount of coffee to kind of kickstart my day like that. I don't know. I doubt it. Both Alex and Miranda Bailey didn't like Arizona's new approach, and they complained about her behind her back. bugged by the perkiness, of course, even when they had to harvest a dying child's organs to save their own patient. That's crazy. Alex shamed Arizona. She and Callie were immediately attracted to each other after a slow start, embarked on a relationship with each other. Fan favorite couple. However, in the season 9 finale, Arizona cheated on Callie, who was understandably devastated, right, and angry. Refusing to forgive Arizona, Arizona planned an elaborate apology, but Alex told her to just say sorry, shaming her. While Arizona's actions were questionable, you don't just shame a friend like that. Arizona gave Alex... How do I censor myself for future YouTube sake? Enjoyable cookies, fun cookies, if you will. In one of season 14's funniest episodes, the majority of the surgical staff at Gray Sloan were rendered useless after Arizona was accidentally given homemade cookies laced with a happy drug, if you will, from a grateful patient. Arizona had already handed the cookies around before she realized, which is so funny. One of the recipients of the weed cookies was Alex, who started acting high. Amelia Shepard and Owen Hunt to bring him home with them, forcing Amelia and Owen to bring him home with them. While this was a great episode, Alex could have gotten into serious trouble, all because of Arizona's mistake. Alex slept with Callie. To be clear, neither Alex nor Callie cheated on Arizona. All this took place in a flashback. In season 6, the doctors attended a series of lectures given by attendees and senior members of staff, including Callie. Callie was struggling with nerves, so Alex and Arizona encouraged her from the audience. After a shaky start, Callie soon found her groove, and her chosen case was actually quite interesting. After encountering difficulties, Alex and Callie managed to save their patient, which led them to celebrating by getting it on. Arizona didn't know about this, and so she was understandably a bit cross. That is so standard hospital behavior, isn't it? Alex beat up Andrew DeLuca. When Alex appeared in early seasons, he was a misogynistic, arrogant, hot-headed jerk. Thankfully, though, he soon grew up to become a likable and trustworthy colleague. However, things got a little awkward. Season 13, Arizona was then living with Andrew DeLuca, and they had built up quite a sweet friendship despite Arizona being DeLuca's boss. Unfortunately, due to a fatal misunderstanding, Alex saw DeLuca with Joe and severely beat him up. DeLuca had to undergo multiple surgeries, and Alex was arrested. Shouldn't have to be said, but beating up your friend's flatmate is a no-go where friendship is concerned. Alex left Arizona for Johns Hopkins. Season 8 and all the other fifth-year residents became involved in a mad scramble in a bid to find a fellowship for the next year. Alex was struggling slightly as his project where he brought children to the hospital for surgery was over a year ago. Just when he was about to give up, he got an offer from Johns Hopkins. Incredibly impressed by his performance at his board exams, it made him a once-in-a-lifetime offer. Alex considered all the options before choosing to accept. This also meant betraying Arizona, who had taught him everything he knew and who was expecting him to stay with her. Alex refused to testify on Arizona's behalf, which Alex and Callie's relationship was great while it lasted, but sadly in season 11, the two surgeons went their separate ways. Fortunately, they still remained civil towards each other and even considered them to be friends. However, when Callie announced she was moving to New York, that all went out the window. Callie assumed she would be taking Sophia with her, much to Arizona's horror. The couple then initiated a savage custody battle that didn't exactly paint either woman in good light. Alex refused to vouch for her. Dang. Because he didn't want to choose sides. Alex was the reason why Arizona was in the plane crash. I mean, come on. You cannot blame him for that. That's crazy. Alex cut off Arizona's leg. Obviously from the plane crash, right? Arizona's infection in her leg threatened to kill her. Therefore, Alex had to cut off her leg, potentially jeopardizing their friendship. I mean, yeah. At a certain point, you got to do what you got to do. If it's threatening the life of your patient who just happens to be your friend, you got to do it, right? There's no other option there. Certainly. All right, let's move on to the next one. It is General Hospital Nurses Ball Jocelyn playlist. So it's a couple different videos. I believe they're just musical performances, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go ahead and check out the music, shall we? And see what's going on. All right, let's start with this one. This is Jocelyn performs It's Not Over Yet. This is Jocelyn Jacks, a.k.a. Eden McCoy.
What if I'm wrong? What if you're right? And I'm running against time. I'll never know what might have been if I walk away tonight. Now I know what the truth is, and I know I can do this. I could give up on everything that I ever wanted in my life. I could believe in fear.
It wouldn't be a soap opera without somebody in the hospital.
But it's not just one of those crazy dreams that I can just forget. It's not just in my heart, it's in my head. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. What if I said, not letting go, that I'm stronger than before, and I want to show you what I am made of. It don't matter if I fall, I pick up all the pieces, and I will take my chances. I could give up on everything that I ever wanted in my life. I could believe in fear itself and never try. But it's not just one of those crazy dreams that I can just forget. It's not just in my heart, it's in my head. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Like a road that is winding, a story with no ending. I know I'm going to find my way.
Surprise.
I could give up on everything I ever wanted in my life. I could believe in fear itself and never try. But it's not just one of those crazy dreams that I can just forget. It's not just in my heart, it's in my head. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. Oh, there's Sonny. All right, this is...
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Jocelyn performing A List of Things to Do.
Gentlemen,
I'm so excited to say that our next performer, she is no stranger to the Nurses Ball stage. I'm excited, I'm proud, and I'm so happy that she decided to return again. Please give a very, very warm welcome to Miss Jocelyn Jacks.
Did you know about this?
I had a feeling.
Too much smoke.
There's just a list of things to do. Words on a page we wrote for you. But now you're gone and only these words remain. Life is short, but the list is long. And they say hope lives on and on. But it's a cheating world that took you away. I wanna erase the list we made. Forget all the plans we never played. But that's all that I've got left of you. So what should I do when I'm thinking of you? Remember the good times and cry.
This is a great song.
I think I'll take that list.
Also, how stunning is that backdrop? At first I was like, oh, what is that? Like, you know, silk or plastic just kind of blowing behind you. But now that I look at it with the lights on it and everything, I'm like, dang, that's really beautiful. It's like a live music video.
I'll take it for a ride. Remember the good times and try. It's never goodbye. It's never goodbye. I'm tired of this sympathy. Tomorrow's a word with no guarantee, but yesterday's words are still alive. So there's this list of things to do, and I'm gonna do them, I promise you. And if I get lost, I know you're by
Those extreme close-ups get me every time.
my side. So that's what I'll do. I'll keep thinking about you. Remember the good times and cry. Yes, I'll take that list. I'll take it for a ride. Remember the good times and try. It's never goodbye. It's never goodbye.
Where did he go? Where did he go? Next one is Cameron, Jocelyn, and Trina perform The Places We Could Go.
All I wanna do is run away. Pack up and leave all my problems back at home. Wonder, should I go or should I stay? Wish I knew the answers, but I just don't know. But soon enough, I'll start catching up. Cause you gotta take a chance, you gotta face them head on. Head on.
Oh, the places that we could go. All you need is to believe.
All right, I might like this the most. This is awesome. Love this kind of vibe.
All you need is to believe it. Oh, the places that we could go. Do you see it? Do you feel it? 'Cause you and I could go flying high. We could go anywhere that we want to. Anywhere that we want to. All the places that we could go. Oh, the places that we could go. All you need is to believe it. Oh, the places that we could go. We could go. We could go. 'Cause you and I could go flying high. We could go anywhere that we want to. Anywhere that we want to. All the places that we could go.
Amazing. That was a good one. That was a real good one. Last one. This is Trina and Jocelyn singing The Middle. This was aired in 2023.
Take a seat right over there, sat on the stairs, stay or leave. The cabinets are bare and I'm unaware of just how we got into this mess. Got so aggressive. I know we meant all good intentions. So pull me closer. Why don't you pull me close? Why don't you come on over? I can't just let you go. Oh, baby. Why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind just a little. So why don't you just meet me in the middle? Baby, why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind just a little.
Not the throwing of the mics and still singing.
So why don't you just meet me in the middle? In the middle. Take a step back for a minute into the kitchen. Floors are wet and taps are still running, dishes are broken. How did we get into this mess? Got so aggressive. I know we meant all good intentions. So pull me closer. Why don't you pull me close? Why don't you come on over? I just can't let you go. Oh, baby. Why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind just a little. So why don't you just meet me in the middle? In the middle. Looking at you, I can't lie. Just pouring out admission. Regardless, my objection. And it's not about my pride. I need you on my skin. Just come over, pull me in just. Oh, baby. Why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind just a little. So why don't you just meet me in the middle? In the middle, no, 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 baby. Why don't you just meet me in the middle? Oh yeah, I'm losing my mind just a little. So why don't you just meet me in the middle? In the middle, baby. Why don't you just meet me in the middle, baby? I'm losing my mind just a little. So why
Okay. I think I'll stick with the original on that one. I'll stick with the original. The song prior was quite good. Quite good. That was a significant nosedive, in my humble opinion. Very interesting, though. I had no idea they ever did any bit of music on General Hospital, so that's kind of interesting. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original videos. Go ahead and throw it some love. I'll actually link to the playlist so you can go ahead and check those out. Let's go ahead and bring up some information on the Nurses Ball. No idea what that is, so this will definitely help. Established in 1994 as a fundraising event aimed at raising awareness and supporting research for HIV and AIDS. Event takes place at the Metro Court Hotel, former location of the Port Charles Hotel, where the ball was initially held. Has since become an annual tradition on General Hospital and attended by mostly everyone in Port Charles. Very interesting. Oh, these are the different designs that we have seen. They had them on T-shirts, etc. Very interesting. Event includes acts by various citizens, including singing, acting, and dancing. Lucy Coe, as the Mistress of Ceremonies, MCs the event, often with Catherine Bell, and has become notorious for usually ending up in her underwear somehow during the show. Since its inception, Lucy's legendary costume changes at the Nurses Ball was created by fictitious designer Bob Steve in honor of the behind-the-scenes costume designers and partners, Bob Miller and Steve Howard. Becomes more personal for many in 1996 when local teenager Robin Scorpio is diagnosed with HIV. After 8 consecutive Nurses Balls, the 2001 is the last one for a while due to lack of funding. Brought back in 2013 along with the new red carpet arrivals segment that was hosted for 4 years by Donnie Sheldon. Ball is held as a telethon in 2020 to support frontline workers. Nice. Very cool. Very neat. General Hospital Nurses Ball through the years. Memorable moments. You're officially invited. This year promises to not disappoint with more fabulous dresses and performances than ever before. To prepare for the upcoming festivities, I wanted to take a look back at some of the most memorable moments. Richard Simmons' feud with Lucy Coe. Long history of crashing the Nurses Ball. His love-hate relationship with Lucy Coe has caused chaos at the Nurses Ball for years. Here, an enraged Richard causes a ruckus when he chases Lucy out on stage in her underwear. Oh my gosh. Brenda and Carly catfight. Wouldn't be a Nurses Ball without a fight. It's almost like Game of Thrones. It wouldn't be a wedding without a few deaths. Long-standing catfight between Brenda and Carly Jax comes to a head at the 2013 Nurses Ball. Magic Milo and the Magic Wands. Excuse me? Get out your dollar bills. God. Oh my God. The Magic Wands. I'm dead. This is one performance you do not want to miss. If you've ever wanted to know what any of your favorite Port Charles men look like in their undies, you've come to the right place. Magic Milo and the Magic Wands. That's crazy. Take the stage and give the crowd a new sensation. Lucas Felix, Michael, Nathan West, TJ, and Milo grace the stage with another amazing number full of dance and shirtless fun. Damian Spinelli sings It Might Be You. Every year we can expect a Port Charles resident to pour out their heart on the Nurses Ball stage. Watch as Spinelli wows the crowd with his romantic performance of It Might Be You. Epiphany and Sabrina sing You're Not Alone. It is always sad when the Nurses Ball comes to an end. Luckily, the talented nurses at General Hospital sends us off in style. At the end of the 2015 Nurses Ball, Epiphany and Sabrina sang You're Not Alone. Watch the emotional performance. Mark your calendars, blah, 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 blah. From 97, where Edward performed with Emily, Amber Tamblyn, and Amber's real-life dad, Russ. From the 95 Nurses Ball, Joseph Phillips, Jonathan Jackson and Anthony Gary serve as backup singers to Mary May's Midnight Train to Georgia, which is a classic song. 2013 Nurses Ball, Rick Springfield performs Jesse's Girl. The actual Rick Springfield? That's pretty amazing. First Nurses Ball in 1994. My gosh, it was a long time ago. To raise awareness and funds for HIV and AIDS. Lucy Coe found the annual Nurses Ball. Nice. Every General Hospital 2025 Nurses Ball performance ranked. So this is obviously the most recent. Let's see. Honorable mention, the tango that wasn't. Let's start off with an honorable mention. Anna and Chase's tango. That didn't happen. The pair were supposed to dance accompanied by Gio, but the real entertainment happened when Gio's violin came to an abrupt stop and he made the big reveal that Brooklyn and Dante are his parents. Opening act featuring General Hospital nurses and Isaiah. Maybe no opening act that could top the famous Welcome to the Nurses Ball, so watching beloved nurses like Amy, Deanna, and Willow sing fell a bit short. The only thing that saved the act was Isaiah's portrayer, Sawandi Wilson whacking out his lesser-known breakdancing. Jocelyn and Trina's duet, which we literally just saw, have performed at Nurses Balls past, and this year the best friends joined together for a powerful duet singing I'll Be With You. Okay, so it was a different year. I think the one we saw was 23. So apparently in 25 they also did a duet. The girls took turns singing lines, and we viewers couldn't help but be reminded of who they've both thought lost. Wait, what? Reminded of who they've both thought lost. While it wasn't the most exciting performance of the ball, Joss was certainly singing to Dex. Trina was certainly singing to Spencer, obviously. Guest star YDE from Rick Springfield, Noah, to blank, blank, blank. I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Nurses Balls have been known for a special guest. This year it was Austrian singer YDE who performed her original Old Her. Closing act featuring Donna, Wiley, Georgie, Scout, and James. We all remember the closing act song, You're Not Alone, but this year the Ball had a different idea for the finale. To close out the show, Port Charles's Next Generation took the stage with I'll Be There. Although it wasn't until Donna, Georgie, and Scout and James sang that things really kind of took a shocking turn. Chase sings with Cody, Isaiah, and Dante as backup, reminiscent of the classic 95 Midnight Train to Georgia performance from Mary May, and her pips, Lucky, Luke, and Justice. Chase bringing his singing side back for the Ball somehow wasn't the most unexpected part of this act. The surprise came when Isaiah, Cody, Dante joined in as his backup singers and dancers. Dante's Nurses Ball debut certainly outshined the other men, if you ask us. Anna Lucy, Felicia with last-minute replacement Spinelli. The hit song, the theming, and the ensemble of General Hospital vets made this a classic Nurses Ball performance any longtime viewer would love to see. While it was originally supposed to be led by Tracy, due to her arrest, classic soap opera, Anna, Lucy, and Felicia snagged a last-minute replacement who is no stranger to the stage, Spinelli. Anderson's always been known as the one who performs his songs live instead of recording them prior, and his talents once again shown. As he sang, boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are going to walk all over you. Number one, Gio's violin solo. From the moment we found out about this year's Nurses Ball, we knew the real-life violinist would bring his talents to the stage. Gio performed Glow, going from classical to downright rave-like when he hit the stage with his instrument, wowing the people of Port Charles and all of us at home. That's awesome. That's really cool when the actors can actually bring their own talents to a talent show, basically, or a fundraising event. That's totally fictional, but very cool. Very neat. I like that. I think the acoustic one was probably the best. Where We Could Go, or I think that was the title of it, Where We Could Go. Last one kind of missed. I like that song too, the middle. Maybe that's why I'm harshing it, like judging it so harshly, because I actually like that song, and I think I listened to it like a couple days ago. But yeah, not bad. I had no idea that they had this kind of stuff in General Hospital, like a talent show. Some might be singing, some might be using, lip syncing and using a backup track or whatever. But it's pretty cool. And the fact that one of the actors was able to, actually play the violin is kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and move on to the next. It is Doctor Who, Take Me Where I Belong. I believe this is the 10th Doctor, Matt Smith, if I'm not mistaken, on that numbering. Hopefully not. I should know at this point. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Take Me Where I Belong. Quote, and I kept running for a soft place to fall.
Amazing, though, don't you think?
I was listening to the ocean. I saw a face in the sand. But when I picked it up, then it vanished away from my hands. Darn. I had a dream I was 7, climbing my way in a tree. I saw a piece of heaven.
When I was 7, I had an imaginary friend.
Trust me, I'm a doctor. Amy Pond, the girl who waited. You've waited long enough.
I was running far away. Would I run off the world someday? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I was dancing in the rain. I felt alive and I can't complain.
So,
take me home.
all of time and space, everything that ever happened or ever will. Where do you want to start?
I was painting a picture. The picture was a painting of you, and for a moment I thought you were here, but then again it wasn't true. And all this time I have been lying, lying in secret to myself. I've been putting sorrow on the forest place on my shelf.
I've seen whole lines turn and run away, and just swagger off back to his TARDIS and open the doors with a snap of his fingers.
It's bigger than this.
Is it? Here it is. Anything you want to say? Any possible number? I've heard them all.
Off we go then.
You've got all of that to come.
Anywhere you want, any time you want. One condition, it has to be amazing.
You and me, time and space. I can give you some planets. You watch us run.
Would you rather be on your own?
Don't be alone, Doctor.
No.
Very kind and the very, very last. Sound a bit familiar?
Clara sometimes asks.
It's such an impressive thing to be able to open the TARDIS door and just see how massive it is in there. It's kind of one of those moments where you just kind of soak that in, I suppose. There's a lot of great one-liners in here that have been isolated. Pick any time and place, event in history, but make it amazing.
Ask me if I dream. I've been running. Fastest I've ever run.
The doctor, Mike.
Of course I dream, I tell her. But what do you dream about, she'll ask. Same thing everybody dreams about, I tell her. I dream about where I'm going. I'm sorry. Where I've always been going. Home. The long way round. Goodbye, Deborah. Hello.
Next stop, everywhere. Impossible.
Boys, box off the seething universe.
Raggedy Man.
When you run me the doctor. So where are we going?
Further than we've ever gone before.
Feels like it will never end.
Good night. But however hard you try, you
You can't run forever.
Ooh. Ooh. Wow. That was beautiful. Gosh, every once in a while, these edits just kind of blow me away. I am officially blown away. That was beautiful. It was great narrative arc. Started with the running, ended with the running. Stunning. Dang. Got to see a good amount of the doctors. Wow. Link down below in the YouTube video description when this gets posted. For the original video, go throw out some much, much, much deserved love. Dang. I'm assuming they have other great edits, so check out their channel. All that good stuff. Dang. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. One of the comments is, I legit thought the title was going to be Take Me Home to the Place That I Belong. Was expecting like a John Denver Country Roads music video. Oh my gosh. I'm going where I've always been going, home. Amazing. Live like a madman in this box. However hard you try, you can't run forever. Somebody said the doctor will die eventually. Imagine what it will be like. The series is going to end at some point. That's after every dollar and every storyline has been possibly imagined. Everything ends and it's always sad, but everything begins again and it's always happy. Well said. Well said. Everything has to end sometime, otherwise nothing would ever get started. Indeed. If the show did have an ending, I don't think it should end with the doctor dying. Somebody said, I think it should, but all his enemies go with him. Interesting. I don't know what I think about that. I mean, yes, I'm assuming eventually it'll end, right? But maybe. I guess maybe. We don't really know. We can't look into the future that far. To be fair, it did technically kind of disappear for a little bit. And then obviously it came back with New Who. So technically it could do that again, I suppose. And then there just has to be good enough story. Maybe there has to be enough clamor for it to return or something. I don't know. Matt Smith's top 10 Doctor Who episodes. Boy, that was a lot of thunder. It just happened. Hopefully the power stays on. Following David Tennant's... I need to knock on wood after saying that. Following David Tennant's legendary run, Matt Smith was never supposed to work in Doctor Who. Too young, too twitchy, too unknown. But from the moment he crash-landed into a kitchen demanding fish fingers and custard, everything changed. Smith's 11th Doctor, not the 10th, the 11th. Dang it. Was an instant revelation, equal parts... Oh, that's right. He was before Peter Capaldi. Equal parts chaotic jester and cosmic old man. His era married storybook wonder with heartbreaking boyishness. Across 3 seasons and some of Doctor Who's most emotionally daring stories, Smith built a Doctor Who ran... Not out of thrill, but out of fear of endings, of goodbyes, and of standing still. Performance once doubted instantly established him as one of the top-ranked doctors in all of Doctor Who. And personally, as according to this person, he's my doctor. The Rings of Akhaten, maybe? Season 7, Episode 7, The Rings of Akhaten, maybe? I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. Has its flaws, sure, but it's reason enough why Doctor Who is one of Matt Smith's best TV roles, wrapped in golden, albeit cheesy, Space opera packaging, it's Clara's first real TARDIS trip, and the story is less about plot than emotional resonance. Sung lullaby for the lonely and the grieving. Smith's final Can You Hear Them Singing monologue, where the Doctor tries to feed a god a lifetime of pain, is operatic in the best way, by starting softly and ending in a crescendo for once the Doctor's past, is a weapon he offers willingly, with that boyish pain etched across his face. A Good Man Goes to War, Season 6, Episode 7. If the Pandorica opens, was 11's legend building, this is the reckoning. A Man Goes to War gives us a Doctor in full diplomatic mode by summoning armies, toppling regimes and making enemies tremble, but it also asks a brutal question: what happens when the Doctor starts believing his own hype? Smith turns on a dime here, moving from righteous fury to self-loving despair. The Doctor's romantic chemistry with love interest River Song finally boils over into something tragic and strange. And the twist recenters the show on family and consequences. Even his victories feel hollow. The title is ironic, of course. This isn't a story about war. It's about the moment you realize you become the very thing you feared. And 11 wears that realization like a 1,000-pound necklace. Asylum of the Daleks, Season 7, Episode 1. Smith is often remembered for his whimsy, but Asylum of the Daleks is a reminder of his restraint. The Doctor spends the entire episode haunted by the Daleks, by Clara before she's Clara, and by the horror of being forgotten by his enemies. Set up his classic Who, Daleks prisons, body horror, creepy reveals, but it's a subtext that makes it essential. Oswin's twist is gutting, and Amy and Rory's fracture foreshadows their departure that all fans knew was coming, and the Doctor for once is a passenger in someone else's tragedy. Smith plays it with a subtle dread. He's all smiles and bravado. You know what's funny? As I'm reading this, there's literal thunder and lightning going on outside. It's kind of adding to the vibe. You probably can't hear it, but it's kind of fascinating. Is a passenger in someone else's tragedy. Day of the Doctor 50th Anniversary Special. Anniversary episodes rarely walk the tightrope this well, but the Day of the Doctor balances pure fan service, multi-team-up Doctor Who story, while delivering closure on the ghost that haunted the Doctor since 2005, the destruction of Gallifrey. Smith anchors the chaos, his Doctor caught between Tennant's regret and Hurt's guilt. He's the one who forgot what the War Doctor did, but also the one who feels it the most. When the three Doctors come together, it's 11 who makes the choice to try again. Time of the Doctor, Season 7 special. Regenerations are tricky. They're part farewell tour, part finale, part reboot. Time of the Doctor stuffs a season's worth of ideas into one last messy, beautiful goodbye. We watch 11 grow old, slower, softer, and more human than ever before. Smith wears those years with grace and exhaustion, even under layers of prosthetics. He defends a town called Christmas, and for once, the Doctor doesn't run. The last scene, Bowtie falling to the floor, arguably beats Tennant's farewell. There was no better way than Smith delivering one final monologue, reminding us one last time of why he was the master of epic, inspiring Doctor Who speeches. That is a lot of prosthetics on that face. The Doctor's Wife, Season 6, Episode 4, imagines what would happen if the TARDIS could talk. More importantly, if the Doctor could finally listen. The answer is devastating in a love story no one saw coming. Saran Jones is luminous as Idris, and Smith plays against her with a mix of wonder and panic and reverence. Doctor's longest relationship, and suddenly she has a voice. They bicker, they bond, they break your heart. The emotional reveal that she's always taken him where he needed to go is the kind of line that recontextualizes everything. For 11, who hides his loneliness behind babble, hearing it said aloud feels like being seen. The God Complex, Season 6, Episode 11. A few episodes dig into the 11th Doctor's psyche as effectively as the God Complex, set in a shifting hotel of nightmares. That sounds terrifying. The story strips 11 down into the darkest truth. He inspires faith, and that faith can kill. Smith is magnetic here, flitting between, I've never used that word. I thought it was flirting. I don't know. Manic energy and brittle exhaustion. He jokes, he stalls, he charms, but then when the mask slips, the sadness is overwhelming. His breakdown with Amy, telling her to lose faith in him, telling her to lose faith in him. Wow. It's one of Smith's finest, most devastating moments. By the end, it's a harsh reality of the Doctor Who era. 11 knows he can't keep pretending to be everyone's savior. The episode is as much about belief as it is about disillusionment, and Smith plays it with piercing honesty. David Tennant reflects on the pressure and scrutiny of his Doctor Who debut. The actor's first full appearance as the 10th Doctor was in a Christmas special. Let's see. Yeah, immense pressure of taking that role, I bet it was. The actor made his full debut during the show's Christmas special in 2005, centered on the invasion of the alien race, the Sycorax. You're in everyone's living room on Christmas Day. There was a lot of pressure and a lot of scrutiny, David explained. But also how joyous to be in the middle of it. 2005 Christmas special was the first in a new annual tradition, introduced as part of the Doctor Who's revival with Russell T Davies behind the wheel. David also spoke about how natural it felt becoming the Time Lord thanks to being such a fan of the show and having a shared history with Russell, who also worked on comedy drama Casanova. Quote, people are always like, oh, how did you decide your doctor was going to be, how you were going to talk? Did you and Russell have long conversations? Did you sit up all night discussing the ins and outs of the character choices? Quote, David, and we absolutely didn't at all. It just made sense. It didn't feel like there were conversations to be had. David went on to explain that both he and Russell had spent their lives watching Doctor Who. Quote, I felt like I absolutely understood how he'd written it, David said. When they're written that well, you just need to say the words, so it's not something that ever felt mysterious to me. Russell left Doctor Who in 2010, but returned to the show and the franchise in 2023, which coincided with the show's 60th anniversary. David also made a comeback portraying the 14th Doctor alongside his former companion, Donna Noble, played by Catherine Tate, in a handful of specials. There you go. The wisdom of Amy Pond. Quote, if you were that old and that kind and the very last of your kind, you couldn't just stand there and watch children cry. If you were that old and that kind and the very last of your kind, couldn't just stand there and watch children cry. Somebody said, I wonder if she'd still say this if she found out about Jack and what he did to what he had to do in Children of the Earth, but still beautiful words. To be fair, Jack was saving all the children of Earth at the cost of one, and it bothered Jack so much he had to leave Earth. Recurring theme in Doctor Who is for the Doctorus ex machina to make the necessary horrible decisions so that others don't have to. Yep, after I posted this, my husband said, quote, I thought that he... Spoilers. At that point, I remembered that he didn't. It's been a while since I've watched Torchwood. You're right, though. I guess the point was more when the Doctor or Jack or any of the leaders have to make decisions, sometimes there is no way to save everyone. Even though I disliked Amy at times, it's things like this that make me think she has been a good companion. It's a shame she peaked so early. I agree. I hear a lot of Amy bashing around here, and I understand why. After this, she became more of Rory's tag-along than the Doctor's companion. However, this episode gets me every time. One of my favorite episodes. This was the moment when I fell in love with Amy and 11. At first, I was like, no, you can't take away 10 and Donna, you monsters. And I was too skeptical. But this moment I teared up, and since then I love them. This scene never fails to give me goosebumps every time I watch it. This is from The Beast Below, Series 5, second episode. I know I should love this line, but in reality, I hate it. Okay, here's a different take. It repeats kind with two different meanings, and that bugs me. I was literally thinking that as I was reading it. That's why I had to read it twice. Because I read it monotone at first, and it didn't come off well. If you were that old and that kind and the very last of your kind, if you don't influx the words a little, it just sounds weird. If you were that old and that kind and the very last of your kind, you have to like really emphasize random words to make it not sound ridiculous. I wish they didn't put kind twice. It kind of kills it. I totally agree with that person. It should be a beautiful line, but it comes across as clumsy. Yes, it does. You know, now that you mention it, you're right. Maybe that's why it's never been stuck in my head. I still really like the picture, though. Yeah, same. I think the reiteration was purposeful. I actually sort of like it. I think it depends on the delivery and to be... Literally, what I just said. And to be honest, I can't really recall what inflection. I literally just said this. Inflection Amy uses. I agree, it's a great line that depends a lot on the inflection of the person delivering it. Yeah. Yeah, it really depends. Because if you just say that straight like I did the first time, I was like, what? That's a great picture, though. Very old and very kind, and the very, very last. Matt won me over as the doctor this episode. The Beast Below. No one human has anything to say to me today. Especially with the emphasis that Matt Smith puts on human. He puts an impressive amount of disgust and anger into the world, and you can just feel the doctor's age and world weariness peeking through. He probably said it like, no one human has anything to say to me today. He won me over, let's see. He won me over, you know, in the Dalek Winston Churchill episode when he went to the Dalek ship with Jammy Dodgers. That's funny. All right, it's Jammy Dodger, but I was promised tea. I think it's a great episode. I've never really understood the hate it gets. Interesting. It was hard for people to move on from 10, so it took a couple episodes to make him truly the doctor in people's eyes. But personally, after the first episode, I was sold with his erratic and childish behavior, and it was sealed in The Beast Below. Interesting. Yeah, it's not surprising that it would take people a little bit to get over, you know, especially if it was a beloved rendition of the Doctor. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Even just, you know, because I can't think of any other examples. Even when there's a new Bond, as soon as a name's announced, people are like, or maybe it could work. Or maybe people, you know, are just positive and like, all right, we at least got an actor. Let's get a story. Kind of similar. I usually am just like, you know, I've either never heard of them or I have no idea, right, what's going on or what's going to happen. So it's kind of that intrepidation of like, okay, I trust that this is going to be good, but I don't know. So I'm assuming every time an actor is cast as Doctor, there's that little intrepidation maybe. If they're unknown or you haven't seen anything about them or, you know, you just have no idea. Interesting. Very old and very kind and the very, very last. Let's go ahead and jump into the next video. Next compilation, I should say. It is House Stark Comes and Goes. This was posted 9 years ago. Let's see if we got this on the highest quality. 720 is it. There's only one place we can go. Home. Oh, boy. Cried about 5 times while making this video. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, no. I hope that's not the case. Oh, gosh. All right, this has got 2 million views. I'm assuming it is pretty epic. Pretty epic. I'm excited. Very excited.
Look at me. You're a Stark of Winterfell. You know our words.
Winter is coming.
In the winter, we must protect ourselves. Look after one another.
This one's for the lonely, the ones that seek and find.
Stupid little
only to
girls.
be let down
Stupid dreams
time
who never
after
learn.
time. This one's for the torn down, the experts at the fall. Come on, friends, get up now. You're not alone at all.
Uncle Benji.
I need to find my brother and mother. And my sister.
How'd she look? She looked good.
I need to find her too.
She wasn't exactly dressed like a lady. No, she wouldn't be.
And this part was for her, and this part was for her. This part
I'm going
was
to miss
for
you.
her. Does she remember? It comes and goes in waves.
We will be together again soon, I promise.
This one's for the faithless,
pray anymore.
the ones that are surprised. They're only where they are now, regardless of their fight. This one's for believing, if only for its sake. Come on, friends, get up now. Love is to be made.
I love you. Your father will be proud of me.
I belong with my brother.
What do we say to the god of death?
Not today.
This part was for her, and this part was for her. This part was for her.
This stupid
Remember,
Diana!
it comes and goes in waves.
I wasn't drowning. I was home.
They've all gone away. They'll be back soon. No, they won't. Could you bring back a man without a head? Not 6 times. Just once. Get up! Get up and walk out! Please! Please!
Mother. Last time I saw him, he was in the courtyard of Winterfell. He said, next time I see you, you'll be all in black.
I'm realizing now just how much of this show I don't remember, which is crazy because at the time I was listening to podcasts, I was looking up information, I was talking about it constantly. I'd never read the books, but I was doing my best to understand as much as humanly possible. So it's kind of strange to all these years later to just be like, wow, I can't really. There's a couple scenes in here where I'm just like, when does that happen?
Where else, sir? Did you start?
I'm your brother. I have to protect you.
This is for the ones who stand, for the ones who try again, for the ones who need a hand, for the ones who think they can.
Not too fast.
It comes and goes in waves. I'm only left to wonder why. It comes and goes in waves.
To Everton. We never should have left Winterfell.
Where will you go?
Where will we go? If I don't watch over you, Father's ghost will come back and murder me.
There's only one place we can go. Home.
Wow. Excellent edit. amazing video. Dang. Beautifully well put together. One thing that keeps coming back to me, and, you know, I guess I never really thought of this very much, but things definitely did not go well at Winterfell. I mean, Ned was, you know what happened to Ned. So things weren't going well. So they kind of branched out, and, you know, the family kind of split up, obviously, went their own ways. And then they all found their way home. And then, you know, Rob was like, well, or not Rob. Who the heck am I thinking? Oh my gosh. Why is his name? Oh gosh. His name is escaping me. Not Rob. They were just like, hey, we should have never left home, but I don't think that would have saved them very much. I mean, maybe in the long run, it would have been a better, you know, red wedding, so to say. But, or maybe it never even would have happened. But I don't know. I think they had to go their own separate ways to kind of get stronger, become their own person. Obviously, there was some horrific things left out of this edit that happened to each of them. There was a few included, but I don't know. I think it made a lot of them stronger in, you know, being able to fight in the end. So maybe it was a good thing that they kind of took off and left Winterfell. Let's go ahead and bring up some information. Shout out to the editor there. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw it some much, much, much deserved love. Check out their channel. They definitely have other videos you might be interested in. And if you really are interested, maybe request them for stream. Let's go ahead and bring up some information on Game of Thrones. Something I have not looked into a lot since I saw it, since it aired. I literally have not seen an episode of Game of Thrones since it aired. So I can't remember how long ago that was. But it's been a minute. It has been a minute. Which is weird because it was literally on everybody's mind. We were all talking about it. We were all living it. Even if you weren't watching it, chances are somebody was talking your ear off about it. American fantasy television series created by David Benoif and D.B. Wise for HBO. First adaptation of A Song of Fire and Ice, or excuse me, A Song of Ice and Fire. Let's get it right. Series of high fantasy novels by George R.R. Martin, first of which is called A Game of Thrones. Show premiered in 2011, concluded in 2019. Oh my gosh, that's been 7 years. 7 years in May since this show ended. Almost a decade. Whoa. Right before the world got turned upside down. That is crazy with the pandemic. Oh my gosh. 73 episodes broadcast over 8 seasons. Set on the fictional continents of Westeros and Essos. Game of Thrones has a large ensemble cast. Follows several story arcs throughout the course of the show. The first major arc concerns the Iron Throne of the Seven Kingdoms of Westeros through a web of political conflicts among the noble families either vying to claim the throne or fighting for independence. Second major arc focuses on the last descendant of the realm's deposed ruling dynasty who has been exiled to Essos, plotting to return and reclaim the throne. Third follows the Night's Witch. I almost said witch. The Night's Witch. The Night's Watch, there we go. A military order defending the realm against threats from beyond the Seven Kingdoms' northern border. Okay. You know what? It's been 7 years and I'm still kind of mad about the final season. Oh gosh, that's crazy. I was just thinking about it as I was reading that, and I'm like, am I still mad about this? And technically, yeah, a little bit, a little perturbed. The showrunners got accepted to do Star Wars or a couple Star Wars movies, and it seems like they had just written off this show completely. They were just like, all right, get it done. Boom, boom, boom. So season 8 was extremely rushed. The book hadn't been completed, I don't think, so they just kind of made it up, if you will. Final episode, final battle. The whole show was just building for this, like the second half. Winter's coming, winter's coming, winter's coming, and then the final battle is like over. It's just crazy. I was expecting a little bit more craziness over a couple episodes at least. Actually, it would have been great, and I was thinking about this when it happened. I wish that battle had gone on for like maybe half a season, 4 episodes. Just kind of drawn out craziness, no idea what's going to happen, you know, people just dying left and right. It's like one long red wedding, if you will. Attracted a record viewership on HBO and has a broad, active, and international fan base. Many critics and publications have named the show one of the greatest of all time. Praised the show for its acting, complex characters, etc., story scope, production values, all great. Although its frequent use of nudity and violence, including intimate violence, if you know what I mean. Talking to you, Cal Drago, generated controversy. The final season received significant criticism for its reduced length and creative decisions, with many considering it a disappointing conclusion. I can't argue with that. Cannot argue with that. Significant criticism, reduced length, creative decisions, disappointing. Yeah, that is a great way to sum it up. Great way to sum it up. You know what? This, did it tar the entire show? I don't think it did. I really don't. The first 7 seasons, unbelievable. Were there some down periods? Maybe. But if you're really into it, and you're really into the politics and the gamesmanship and what's going to happen and the little happenings that happen in between the big moments, it was all fascinating. Truly. I don't think there was a wasted note in that entire ensemble. It's just a shame that it ended kind of that way. 2 prequel series, House of the Dragon, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, premiered in HBO in 2022 and 2026, respectively. Obviously, Night of the Seven Kingdoms is the most recent, I believe. Yeah, 6 episodes, premiered in January of this year. House Stark. Eddard Stark, look at me. You're a Stark of Winterfell. You know our words. Arya said, winter is coming. Eddard said, you were born in the long summer. You've known nothing. You've never known anything else, but now winter is truly coming. In the winter, we must protect ourselves, look after one another. Beautiful. Great House of Westeros, royal house of the Kingdom of the North. They rule over a vast region known as the North. It's one of the oldest lines of Westerosi nobility by far, claiming a line of descent stretching back over 8,000 years. That's crazy. The rule in the North seemingly ended after the events of the Red Wedding, when House Frey and House Bolton betrayed House Stark after forming a secret alliance with House Lannister, during which Roose Bolton murdered King Robb Stark. Both the North and Winterfell were taken over by House Bolton. However, the Boltons' hold was jeopardized when Sansa Stark escaped their clutches after learning her brothers Bran and Rickon were still alive and reunited with her half-brother Jon. How did I forget Jon's name? Good grief. I know nothing of Jon, apparently. Sansa and Jon marched on the Boltons to save their younger brother Rickon, who was later murdered by Ramsay. Oh my gosh, Ramsay Bolton. Oh gosh. And retake Winterfell. House Stark was restored to their former stature after the Battle of the Bastards. Stark victory led to House Stark's return to royal status in the North, with their bannermen declaring Jon as King of the North. He later abdicated his title as king in order to gain the full support of Daenerys Targaryen in the Great War, becoming the Warden of the North. Following the Battle of King's Landing, Bran Stark was chosen as the new king of the Six Kingdoms, allowing the North to secede as an independent kingdom under Sansa. There you go. Every Stark in Game of Thrones ranked. Ooh, this is gonna be this could be very opinionated. Game of Thrones ended 7 years ago. That is true. Yet it still dominates pop culture discourse. Not only the success of the spin-off series House of the Dragon contributed to the drama's further relevance, but another new installment, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, will premiere in January, or it has already. However, there's one thing absent from all of these Game of Thrones spin-offs is an abundance of the original series' central family, the Starks. All right, let's get to it. Number 12, Rickon Stark. What is there to say about poor Rickon? Honestly, not much. As the youngest Stark, his role in the series is insignificant throughout the first 3 seasons. Spends most of his time with Bran in Winterfell after his older brother is paralyzed from falling, aka being pushed by Jaime Lannister out of a window after Bran discovered the fact that he was involved in a very disgusting act with his sister. Later, Rickon accompanies Bran, that's how I gotta say it, Bran, Hodor, and the wildling Osha in their escape from Winterfell after Theon Greyjoy's Siege of Power. By the end of Season 3, Osha's tasked with shepherding Rickon to safe landings, while Bran ventures beyond the wall. He then completely is absent for Season 4 and 5, only to return for a pivotal episode in Season 6. By the climactic episode Battle of the Bastards, Rickon has been taken as a hostage by Ramsay, then Lord of Winterfell, as bait for Jon Snow and Sansa Stark, and Osha is slain. As predictable as it is, Ramsay's plot works, luring Jon into battle by letting Rickon run to him, only to strike the boy with a well-aimed arrow through the chest. Rickon's avenged by Jon and Sansa's victory over the Boltons. His death is the last time, and arguably the first time, he's ever relevant in the TV show. Number 11, Theon Greyjoy. We know what you're thinking. What is Theon Greyjoy doing on the list when he's not a member of the Stark family? Even though there's nary a drop of Stark blood in Theon's body, felt wrong to exclude him, given the fact that he's grown up alongside the Stark children. By the time the events of Game of Thrones kicks off, Theon had been a ward of the Starks in Winterfell since the quelling of his father Balon's revolt against the Iron Throne. Theon basically grew up as a brother to Robb, Bran, Rickon, and Jon. But once the War of Five Kings begins, Theon's allegiances are tested by his family. Indeed. Yeah, he spends the next few seasons as Reek, the prisoner of the demented Ramsay Bolton, who tortures and castrates him while the Boltons set up shop in Winterfell. That was brutal. Oh my gosh. That was one of the worst things ever on TV. Crazy. Theon's death in Season 8, which happens as he protects Bran from the Night King, isn't just karmic justice, but the end of an unlikely redemption arc. Bran Stark, number 10. Who has a better story than Bran the Broken? Tyrion Lannister famously asked. Pretty much every other character in Game of Thrones, we answer. Even though Tyrion argues that Bran's journey from crippled boy to omniscient sage makes him worthy of being king of Westeros, the reaction to the Game of Thrones series finale left us with more questions than answers about the young Stark. Side quests detracting from far more interesting plot lines, he goes on a spiritual quest to meet the powerful three-eyed raven beyond the wall. Inheriting his duty of seeing all of Westeros' history, from Season 6 onward, Bran's more of a plot device than an actual character. Making Bran the king at the end of the story doesn't just feel unearned, but it ostensibly ruins his character even further. Given that he so casually accepts the title, worst of all, Bran was so expandable prior to Season 6 that he's absent from Season 5 altogether. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Benjen Stark, number 9. Disappearance is one of the great mysteries of the early seasons. Ned Stark's only living sibling after Robert's rebellion, but he abandoned his life of nobility to serve the Night's Watch on the Wall, an act that makes him Jon Snow's idol. Tries to dissuade Jon from joining the Watch, the younger man does so anyway, believing that his uncle will be a strong mentor figure. However, when Benjen's horse returns riderless from a trip beyond the Wall, Lord Commander Jeor Mormont, leads a full expedition, bringing Jon Snow along with him. Jon never does find Benjen. The character makes a surprise return in Season 6 when he's Bran Stark's icy savior after the death of a three-eyed raven. He was killed by a White Walker during his expedition beyond the Wall, only to be discovered and saved by the Children of the Forest. Number 8, Talisa Stark. Stark by marriage is still a Stark in our eyes. Few who so immediately embodied the family's values, like Talisa, a nurse during the War of the Five Kings, though she's essentially an adaptation of the book character Jane Westerling, the girl with whom Robb falls in love with and marries despite his covenant with Lord Walder Frey. Talisa herself is an invention of the TV show, and a welcome one, thanks to Una Chaplin's charismatic performance. Catches the viewers and Robb's attention in Season 2 for how outspoken she is against being Robb's reckless warmongering. The two later form a bond as Robb encourages her to join him on a visit to the Crag fortress taken over by the Starks. They later get intimate and elope. Throughout the third season, while Talisa's presence creates problems between Robb and his mother, Catelyn, she's a positive influence over the to-be king, teaching him to be kinder and more compassionate in spite of war's brutalities. Number 7, Lyanna Stark. Though she only appears briefly via flashbacks in Game of Thrones, Lyanna Stark is probably one of the most integral characters in the whole story. Sister of Ned, betrothed to Robert Baratheon, Lyanna was supposedly kidnapped by Prince Rhaegar Targaryen. There we go. Kicking off Robert's rebellion against the Mad King. By the time Ned finds her in the Tower of Joy at the end of the war, she's dying, resulting in Robert being forced instead to marry Cersei of House Lannister after he takes the Iron Throne. Jeez. Rhaegar didn't kidnap Lyanna. They were in love and eloped. When Ned finds her in the Tower of Joy, her death has been caused by childbirth, using her final moments to entrust her brother with the care of her and Rhaegar's son, Aegon, whom Ned raises as his own supposed bastard, Jon Snow. Although Jon Snow being Aegon Targaryen isn't as important as it should be in the HBO series, the context it provides to the entire narrative is changed with the slight altering of history. Knowing Lyanna's true relationship with Rhaegar, maybe it wasn't the wisest to run off together and start a whole war over it. But as Jaime Lannister once said, the things we do for love. Number 6, Catelyn Stark. POV character for the first 3 Song of Ice and Fire books. Catelyn Stark also plays a major role in the TV series. Introduced as the loyal wife of Ned Stark, though her bitterness towards his bastard Jon Snow and suspicion of the Lannisters' involvement in Bran's paralysis puts her in the midst of Robb's war against the Iron Throne. All this conflict and drama is for naught when Robb's army falls victim to the Red Wedding, which I remember when that aired. The amount of times people were talking about the Red Wedding, and I had no idea what they were talking about because I had never seen any episodes of Game of Thrones at all. So as soon as the Red Wedding happened, everybody was talking about it. Oh my gosh, did you see that? It was crazy. I was just like, I don't know what anybody's talking about. That is what catapulted me into watching the show, because literally everyone was talking about it. I had no idea. I felt that FOMO of, just completely missing out on this huge event. So I literally just binged the entire show up until that point, and the rest was history. I started watching it as soon as they aired. I had to get HBO. As far as Game of Thrones goes, that's the end of Catelyn's story. She remains relevant in the hearts of many characters, especially Peter Baelish, a.k.a. Littlefinger, whose unrequited love for her motive motivates his protection of her daughter, Sansa. Number 5, Robb Stark. In hindsight, it's hard to imagine Robb Stark's story going any other way than the tragic way it did. As Ned Stark's oldest son, Robb shows the most potential to fill his father's shoes, but is quickly thrust into a position of power after Ned is imprisoned, later executed by the Lannisters. Robb then quickly adapts to become a deft warrior on the battlefield, even if his role in the War of the Five Kings largely takes place off screen. As for his on-screen adventures, Robb's romance with Talisa and the relationship with his mother, Catelyn, make up the majority of the arc, whereas Ned was killed as a result of his unfailing honor. Robb's undoing is his failure to live up to his father's expectations. His betrayal of Lord Walder Frey makes the Red Wedding a predictable outcome. All things considered, even if it does catch audience members off guard. It definitely caught a lot of people off guard. That is the only thing people are talking about. It was quite interesting. Number 4, Arya, of course. Starks who have earned a spot this high on the list have their dominating relevance throughout the series. To thank Arya, particularly in the early seasons, is a highlight. The younger daughter of Ned is more tomboyish than her sister, Sansa, who's encouraged by her father's letting her take fencing lessons in King's Landing. However, Arya's life takes a turn for the worse after Ned's imprisonment and death. She is sent as a prisoner to Harrenhal. The show deviates from the books by making Arya the cupbearer of Tywin Lannister, who's simultaneously fighting a war against her older brother. Arya's development from a bratty preteen to a calculated runaway is one of the more fascinating subplots, especially when she becomes the traveling companion of the Hound and nearly reunites with her family right before they're slaughtered at the Red Wedding. However, Arya's eventual journey to Braavos and joining the Faceless Men marks a significant low point in the character's story. She emerges from the experience a nigh invincible assassin, with convenient plot power... very convenient plot power of changing her face, a skill that she doesn't even use in seasons 7 or 8. Oh my, that's true. What? Oh my gosh. She's also strangely the character given the final kill against the Night King. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Which is so confusing. And it was so immediate too. We finally get to see the Night King fight, and it's just gone. What? Which is just the perfect display of how random and contrived Game of Thrones got in its second half. Yeah. Number 3, Jon Snow started Game of Thrones as the underdog of all underdogs. Supposed bastard son of Ned Stark, inability to claim any inheritance from his family motivates him to join the Night's Watch. Jon's natural leadership during the battle doesn't go unnoticed. Soon after he's elected Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, still his affection for the wildlings makes him a divisive leader, resulting in his death by mutiny. One of the most shocking plot twists in the entire show, he's brought back to life via the magic of Melisandre. He then abandons his Night's Watch duties to accompany Sansa in reclaiming their home, Winterfell, from the Boltons. Later, he's named King of the North. Little does Jon know, you know nothing, Jon Snow. His claim as king is more legitimate than he believes, given the truth of his parentage. Unfortunately, what keeps Jon from placing higher on the list is the fact that he spends the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones as a devoted servant to Daenerys Targaryen who claims he doesn't want to be king. He ends the show banished to the Night's Watch after assassinating the Mad Queen, a more ironic fate than he deserved. Number 2, Sansa. While most of the characters have admittedly lame endings, Sansa Stark is one of the few whose story culmination feels not only deserved but earned. The oldest Stark daughter began the series as a girl whose dreams of fairy tales and becoming a princess quickly are destroyed after Joffrey, oh God, has her father executed in front of her. She spends the next few seasons prisoner of the Lannisters, even though Joffrey decides to forego the betrayal to wed Margaery Tyrell instead. She only escapes in the chaos following Joffrey's assassination, which was so good. The amount of people that felt good about that assassination was crazy. And apparently, I read something. The actor who played Joffrey has had a hell of a time acting ever since, or like going out in public. Apparently, people are kind of mean to the actor, which is just ridiculous. I mean, clearly, if you're an actor and you're playing a bad person, you're supposed to be good at it. You're supposed to be. Otherwise, it's not convincing. But to mar that actor's life, real life, or real career with that one character is crazy. Crazy. It's just ridiculous. I read that and I was like, no way. Like, really? He basically gave up acting because people were just terrible to him? Like, it's just nuts. By the time she links up with Jon Snow in season 6 and helps win a decisive victory to reclaim her home, Winterfell, Sansa's fully embraced her potential as a leader. Even in seasons 7 and 8, she's one of the more sensible characters in the show. Her distrust of Daenerys is pretty spot on. Knowing how things end and her move of declaring the North an independent nation from Westeros in the finale is inspired. Sansa's final scene sees her declared Queen of the North. Fitting title for somebody who's learned the hard way how to navigate cruel feudal politics, indeed. Number 1. Ned. Interesting. Got a lot of credit for killing off its main character at the end of the first season. But here's a hot take. Even in everything that follows his death, Ned Stark is still the main character. Though his on-screen tenure is short, Ned's influence permeates the events of Game of Thrones for pretty much the entire run. It's his honorable discovery of Joffrey's true parentage that makes him an enemy of the Iron Throne after Robert dies, resulting in the execution heard round Westeros. Though Ned never really shows his face again until season 6, where he's shown in a flashback, few characters in the series remain as relevant even after their deaths as he does. Not only is his execution the powder keg that starts the War of the Five Kings, but even Ned's greatest enemies hold respect for him and his values. The only slight against his honor is Jon Snow, who in actuality is the very proof of his honor by keeping his promise to Lyanna to protect their child from Robert's anti-Targaryen wrath. In fact, the reason why many Starks are suited to rule Westeros at the end of Game of Thrones is because of Ned's influence. Even so, the fact that he dies after forsaking his own honor to proclaim Joffrey the rightful king is just the tragic icing on the cake. Loved Arya's story, didn't like Sansa. Jon was a warrior but poor general. I was sad when Ned died. I thought Robb was a good general. Interesting. Arya Stark's my favorite character. Arya's number 1. Sansa was dead to me after she let them kill her direwolf. Fourth of the list aren't even Starks. Well, there you go. There's some opinions. Overall, great show. Obviously, the ending is mired in divisiveness, which I don't have to say my opinion again. It is what it is. The writers kind of, I don't know. The writers kind of took a break. They were like, oh, we get Star Wars. All right, let's finish this up real quick. And they also didn't have a book to go on, so that's kind of unfortunate. Looking back, I was really mad at the ending. Am I still mad at it at the same amount? Probably not. Probably not. It's more of a what could have been anger at this point. Like, it is considered one of the best TV shows of all time. Not disputing that. I think it would have a more solid claim if the ending was better. Yeah, I think it would have a much better claim if the ending was better. Unfortunately, it is hard to land the plane, in real life and on shows. And frankly, movies as well. It's difficult. And what really doesn't help is having writers kind of like half out of the project. And basing everything on story and written lore, basically, and then not having much of that to kind of go on. That's unfortunate. It's like a rug pull at the very last moment. But overall, great show. I would love to watch it again. Haven't seen it since it aired, since 2019, I guess. And I remember tuning in for the last couple episodes being so excited. So excited. I remember, I think it was the second to last episode as the battle began. It was so dark. A lot of people were complaining about the lack of lighting, illumination in the scenes. I can't see anything, what's happening. You know, even if you boosted the brightness, it was still dark. But in all, you know, if we're looking at it with a realistic eye, it would be dark. It would be extremely dark, especially if you're in the sky, further away from like torches and stuff like that. The only thing lighting up the sky would be torches and dragons, I guess, shooting fire. The fire would light up the sky, but that's about it. There would not be much. So yeah, technically it would be extremely dark, but dang. I wish it was better. I wish it was a better ending. But overall, the show is legendary. Legendary. One of the greatest shows I've ever seen in my life. I'm sure many of you would agree with that. You know, it's just incredible. All right, let's move on to the final video of the day. This is Dan and Phil spamming the TMI button. This is 16 minutes long. It is a fan video. No idea what to expect here, but I'm assuming it's going to be very, very funny. So let's go ahead and jump into this immediately. Here we go. Dan and Phil spamming the TMI button. Did we really need to know some of these things? Probably not.
Well, this one goes out to you.
Poor bottom. Poor bottom. What? Power bot. Come on.
Power,
Poor
really?
power.
Oh my god. Why not?
All right.
Passenger princess. No, Phil's in the driving seat.
I am driver
He's
king.
got his balls in his hand and he's ready to take charge.
Stop it.
All
That's
right
a retro revival. Right, I just need a good top.
Yes.
Not the first one.
Oh! Right. Yeah, okay, you know what?
I'm sorry. I stopped myself.
No, you didn't.
Right, okay.
It came out.
Ooh.
Am I right?
Rod hogging. What
do you love?
Rod hogging. Stop it. Rod hogging. Oh my god. I'm not saying raw dogging on this. Stop it.
People are raw dogging their mental health by watching this channel. I'm looking them in the eyes.
Fog my heart. Fog me heart. Fog me heart.
I think this is again. It's a canon continuation
fog me
of
heart.
the confirmation
Fog
from
me
the
heart.
last round.
Fog me heart.
Well, what are you, Phil?
A poor bottom.
What does the poor bottom say?
Fog me heart. No.
There is a beautiful niche of Dan trying to get Phil to say something, you know, wild that I just love. And I'm not really watching Phil talk. I'm watching Dan's reaction to Phil saying these things. And it's just beautiful.
No.
It really is.
Stop it.
It's not me.
It's you.
I didn't make it.
Oh, you just made me say that into the camera.
And you were asking about cat play the other day, so
Life gets in the way.
boom.
You see a slim
Oh my god.
gentleman.
No. That's me.
Amazing Phil.
What? This? Does it upset you, Master?
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take him.
You own the clock, don't you?
Oh, this is so weird. What do we do with
That
this?
makes you.
I'd know what to do with it.
Oh, you don't like it when Timmy calls you Master?
Wow.
This is not what I had on my card.
No.
With the bowl every single morning.
Shoving him right in my blowhole.
All right, well, this is a safe space, so we want to thank everybody that sent those in. We have a moment of brave appreciation for that.
And he's a grower. It means it grows.
Said that, absolutely.
And growers can get like 4 times the size.
Can we talk about the damage and how problematic that 4 times?
I mean, I'm not speaking for myself.
Dead.
Who are you speaking for, bro? What is
I'll
Phil
not say.
speaking on right now?
I don't want to out anyone's girth.
Length, actually, I think we're talking about. Also, it could grow in any direction.
It engorges in all ways.
Diagonally.
Yeah, I agree. How would it work, though? Would it be kind of like a...
I think it would be like a football cup situation.
A
you know
big
what I mean?
football cup.
I think that the grey sweatpants trend has set an unhealthy standard for male beauty standards.
It has.
And so we either need things that flatten #all bulges or increase #all bulges.
This might be a bit like Victorian tablecloth man, but I don't mind seeing a bit of a bulge. I do mind seeing, like, the entire tip and shaft. Through the, you know what I mean?
Help me!
Because you must go.
I can't believe I've committed to doing a podcast.
You must go out in the morning, look in the mirror, and be like, "Wow, there's."
Yeah, no, I agree. It's people. They're making a choice. They're making an intentional choice to inflict that upon the people following them on Instagram.
And sometimes I'm like, I've seen too much.
Put on another layer.
The mystery's gone now, Steve.
Where's the mystery?
Yeah.
Exactly. The surprise of grow, show or no is the entire point of the fun. If you don't have the appeal of knowing what Labubu you're going to get, then... well, that's the thing, right? What size of cock is in this box? Elise.
Oh.
Good luck. Oh, one of those is dangerously close to the flap.
Yeah.
Who's going to get red first?
Also, if you want to fill our balls...
That is the worst thing you've said on the podcast so far.
Fill my balls with some topics, you can on our Patreon.
You are clotting as we speak with the thickness of that cream.
No.
Get a grip. You like sausage, Phil? You'll have a big sausage? Hell yeah. Go on, swallow it. There's a builder behind you. Show him what you can do. Wear necklaces with locks on. I accidentally served Choking Kink on the red carpet.
And I was like the motorcycle daddy that owns you.
That is exactly what this looked like.
It was.
There's some furniture out there for sure.
There is. What would you in this room if you had to? I'd probably go for...
The lava lamp, obviously.
That'd be hot.
My favorite is when Phil has to cover his mouth. That's when he's generally... I feel like that's when he's generally, like, laughing 100%. Like, he either caught himself off guard or he's really letting himself go.
It'd burn you from the inside. Unless you're going into the plug hole.
Too far.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm looking around. Not the dog. That's weird. This Mac, 100%.
That's quite sexy.
I should learn to turn her on one day.
She's got a handle.
And a pronoun now. We love this.
Yeah.
We're going to have any theys in the set. Lava lamp is non-binary.
Maybe.
Okay, we've just established that.
We could have used
did that last week.
Last week, we could
Phil,
have that.
how's your ghost penis?
I don't have a genus today.
People told him that. Don't tell Phil things that he'll then
Thousands of
remember and then
people
say in front of me.
are listening to this with Geni right now. IBS. I have
brave admission.
Dairy sensitivity. I don't have full IBS or intolerance, but if I
Please, Phil, tell us in detail how you shit, what makes you shit, how gassy are you right now?
If I have a full milkshake, it's going to be an issue the next day.
Okay, well, you know, the podcast episode where Phil sits here with a strawberry thing next to him.
Yeah.
Run.
But what I'm saying is sometimes it's worth it.
100%.
The ice cream. I'm just going to use a regular knife.
Is that why you've given me a tiny black knife?
Yeah. Knives are out.
Hack yourself.
No messing about. Don't even joke.
Cheers.
Right, that's the last time we're touching knives today. Here we go. In close, Dan.
We'll put that in the pile with carving dead bodies into the pumpkin.
How many more have you got to stab? Oh, you're close.
Now here's
just
a new
off
one
this.
for you, Phil.
What?
Testicles.
What about them?
They're full of seeds, aren't they?
How many babies are in us right now? This
Flag this. You have a
Just
responsibility.
stop. You
to
said
flag
testicles.
this.
Roll up your sleeves. Gotta get in there. Oh yeah. Ugh.
Sleeves rolled up. What's time to get deep?
Stickier than I remember.
Someone's just going to take this video without the video, and
I'm not even trying to be rude.
just the sound is going to be disgusting.
Look, let me just mark my territory.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Oh my gosh.
Can I get the Trump bulletproof glass?
Look, they're great. They kind of taste like plastic. I'm sorry. If you've ever had Australian red licorice, that makes me make almost demonetizable noises. This is just like its weak, less hot cousin. Now I'm having more bites. It is very addictive. Do they put Class A...
See, that's the problem with Twizzlers. It does kind of have that off-putting, like, texture to it, but it is extremely addictive once you get going.
drugs in this week. I think the trick is just to shove the whole thing in your mouth and then it tastes a bit better. I'm gonna give it a 3. There's glitter everywhere.
That ghost, just no space for the dirt anymore.
I
Left
had
on the floor.
glitter in every crease, every hole, every edge. Under my toenails, there was glitter. And I asked our friend, Sylvia, who did the makeup, and she said,
I should use an oil-based cleanser to remove it. We didn't have that.
Please pray for me during Phil's telling of this story that happened the other night.
So I got into the shower with a full tub of olive oil and I just rubbed it all over my face.
Phil turned himself into a focaccia for 2 hours. I was like, where's the olive oil gone?
It's all over me.
And you were there with a bunch of cotton pads just scrubbing yourself like one of those horny TikToks where, you know, disturbingly hunky guy is just making bread for no reason.
I don't want to watch that.
You were just getting in there going, is the glitter coming off? Is the glitter coming off?
The thing is, it did work.
You smell f***ing incredible.
I still smell like...
I wanted to bake you.
I still smell like
Hansel and Gretel.
I still smell like a pasta. Like, smell my face now.
I don't think I want to do
Smell
that on
it.
camera.
Smell my arm. I smell like pasta.
You still smell of oil.
Smell
I smell
my
like a
face.
delicious pasta bread.
That's the new fragrance trend that everyone's going to get on. Pasta bread.
Pasta bread, garlic bread, or a lovely
loaf.
Pasta loaf.
Prank it, and then Richard saves the day. Do it, Phil. Oh, the ASMR of that chair was haunting. Crank that, Richard. Oh, look at those balls spin. Is it a red one? I can't see from here. Oh, it's a blue one.
Blue one.
Go on then, Phil.
I've got a blue ball.
The moment we've been waiting for. Didn't have to say that.
You ready?
Yep.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, it lingered.
Could be inside a giant person right now, and we're his microbiome.
Person?
Yeah.
Gut.
We're in the butt.
We are Yakult.
Yes.
But.
Well, we're gonna be.
Oh my God.
We're stimulating their intestinal microbiome.
How did you take this back to the thing that we were trying to leave?
I don't know.
With this prompt. Respect Richard trying to save this podcast.
Surprised Rocker came so fast because it said 50 to 80 minutes.
This did come fast because it's a fucking cereal bar.
And I'm gonna come fast after eating this. I'm sorry.
Just literally not necessary.
Mouth is being licked by a really sexy angel. The salmon is so fresh, I feel like it just hopped out of the sea into my mouth.
Why are you doing this to us?
Go in the door.
Oh my God, the soda edging.
Oh my gosh.
He's gonna go into 3. I know.
We got the one we wanted. Rare soda.
And Phil.
I am so enchanted by this. Relieving heat.
As in it will relieve you from the heat?
It's gonna put me into heat.
Have you got your bib from the starter?
No.
Because you're going to need to wipe down after this. I meant because I'm going to get noodles everywhere.
Stop.
It did sound like it's spicy, so I'm going to...
With some ice on a sunny day. What about the... It doesn't accompany this chicken sandwich very well.
Refreshing heat.
I'm feeling some refreshing heat.
Okay.
We've got it. We know.
Oh my God, I just
Oh my
ripped it.
God, this is cheap, Dan. We can't do rough play with this. What?
Rough play? Oh my God.
They're rough housing.
Hashtag rough play allegations. What does that mean?
I don't know.
What doesn't it mean? It means energy. It means momentum.
The only way is up. It means I'm a top.
I'd be happy with that if I was me.
Yeah. Okay.
You agree?
So we're going to give ourselves
the hashtag No Piss Challenge.
No Piss Challenge.
For the next however many minutes.
Yeah.
No piss.
No piss.
And I'm mainly pointing this at you.
It's you as well. You are a piss fiend.
Crossing streams.
Oh my God.
That doesn't count.
Starting
no,
now.
starting now.
Now.
Oh, you're just more of a crunchy consistency kind of fella.
And I would with a pumpkin pie. Or a pecan tart.
Wasn't that in a movie? Who are you calling the tart?
You. What? That was weird.
You're quite, I was about to change topics again. I was
yeah.
going to say shy, even in our own home.
Yes.
Talking about me leaving beds to go to other places. You will go across the house to relieve yourself when we have guests there.
What the
I think that some people...
Well, that sounds like...
When you got friends...
That sounded like I go have a wank in the corner when our friends are over.
I don't know what you're doing in there.
What are you
could
talking
be.
about?
You could be. You could be.
What is this
Some
tangent?
people, when they've got friends over, are like, I'm going to just hop into the WC right there, and if you hear it, you hear it.
Dan, you are talking about...
No, I'm not. I could be talking about what you just said instead.
I'm not doing any bodily...
Sneaky whack when you come dine with me with your friends.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've had builders over, and whenever... This is making it sound so much worse.
What is
and
this
guys,
tangent?
when Jerry comes in that tank top, Phil needs to lock himself in a corner of the house. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, no, we want to live in this house because we've bought it.
We shared a...
I gotta say, as interesting as that is, it's kind of nice. It's kind of sweet. It's a sweet gesture. You know, you're not exposing guests or other people to any sort of, you know, bodily sounds. So that's kind of nice. It's a sweet gesture.
A studio basement that we used to film videos in with all of our belongings during the pandemic, and we nearly ate each other.
It turned, I think,
not like that, in like a sad cannibal way.
We filmed a show called Nightmare.
Yeah, I repressed that trauma.
You sagged so hard on that TV show. Your ass was out.
And thank God you're listening to this right now, people that wake up just to listen to it. Thank God you're not seeing the side of Dan's ass.
Yeah.
What is your favorite way to eat a potato? Well, like anally. What does that mean?
Like
the way that you cook a potato. That's what that is. I was like, how else do you eat a potato?
With your mouth?
Well, yeah, I understand it now, Phil. Phil's saying apparently like he doesn't enjoy a hot stream every morning.
No, a hot stream.
Yeah, that's what you do when the builders come in. You just let one loose.
No, I don't.
No?
I don't piss in the shower. The toilet is...
Oh, we're doing judging. Phil, you're wasting all that flush. Cancel, Phil.
Look.
Cancel, yes.
The toilet is
Look. Feel, Phil. Feel the piss.
The feel pisses in
no,
the shower.
They don't.
They. Look, yeah. Well, you're not getting your gift now.
What was the gift? What was so important that you had to interrupt the dinner?
Yeah, it was a ball gag, so you'd stop interrupting me. So clean having a podcast on the first day of...
I'm here for the Sassy Phil era. I am here for the Sassy Phil. That was wild.
Clapping it, clapping that cheeks, clapping that Monday, hard Mondays, hard December, hard Christmas.
I love the 1st of December.
You go hard for Christmas season.
I am so hard for Christmas. So many festive possibilities. It's really pressing into my testicle. Wait,
Testicle law bomb. Okay.
The other one's on the other side. Too much information. Will you take it away? I can't.
Take
I can't
it away.
physically stand up.
Oh my God! Do a workout.
Help.
But okay.
Layla, help.
Thank you.
It's really heavy. I'm gonna guess what it is.
Yes. After Phil wouldn't tell me whether he did or not expose booty shorts to the builders, you could say that Dan has.
Gum hit mint dishes. Gum in mint dishes. Come in my shoes.
Oh
What?
my
What?
God! No, Phil,
What?
commitment
Oh
issues.
my God.
The one time where he's not supposed to go that direction, he did go that direction.
After the builders? Yeah. I mean, I thought these boots were hard to put on.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, there's a white stain on my
stop
shoes. Is that dry hair shampoo?
This is filth.
And whose fault is that?
Phil.
It doesn't have to be like this.
Okay,
the game wasn't that
So
bad.
I don't get a point.
Ed, let's make babies. Let's make babies.
Let's make babies.
Why did that help me get it?
Oh, Dan, I'm in heat.
If you don't speak full Catherine O'Hara, you will never be good
No.
at this game. Okay.
Are you in heat?
What? I'm just not going to listen to you.
Omegaverse.
Omegaverse.
Excellent ball swirling, Phil. It's not your first rodeo.
Are we ready?
Crank
Mpreg.
it, Phil. Oh, yeah. Will it
See, I remember some things. I remember the Omegaverse slightly.
already be a fresh viewer-submitted ball? Let's find out. Respectfully wheel
Wheeling
her
away.
out of shot.
Just waiting to scorpion over your stomach.
You mean Australians or bugs? Where's the nearest Australian? They're going to crawl all over my stomach.
It's a bogan.
I mean, Australians are pretty healthy.
I'd go to like an onsen in Japan and get my wang out. I just think like I wouldn't want to rub my areas on a sandy beach, particularly.
100%.
It already gets in there anyway.
Freedom for everybody, but no sand in the crack.
Yeah.
Next.
Looks a bit weird. Maybe I'll make him a jockstrap out of tinsel or something.
I am so sorry.
The art of the brick.
I'm bricked up right now watching this.
Real tree girlies now.
Tree exercise.
That's
That's really horrifying.
Whoa.
You're sitting where the tree needs to go.
Look at the Kinect.
Oh.
Microsoft is watching.
The pine lightsaber. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is satisfying.
Very manly, that, wasn't it?
Look at you go.
Did you like that?
No, it's not doing something for me.
Do you like keeping that?
Why the fuck am I sucking a dinosaur?
Oh my God.
Inflatable. Sorry, what?
That's a niche thing. Great tree.
What do you think I'm going to do?
What are you going to go do in your separate bedroom, Dan?
Oh, goon.
If we just warmed you up and you
Yeah.
want to complete this festive session, I'm so sorry. I'm just going to wheel out.
to know and to see some of the transition of Phil's own channel being very family friendly, or, you know, not very risque, not really swearing much, to see that, or to, you know, hear about that and then see a couple clips, and then to see this era of Phil being Phil is such a wild experience. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I feel like this is the more real Phil, and we're getting, you know, front row seat to it, and it's amazing. It's truly amazing. Constantly making just wild, off the cuff jokes, usually dirty. The shoes one was crazy. It's crazy. I think he was just so used to Incoherent being that level, I guess, but oh my gosh. Link down below in the YouTube video description. For the original video, go throw it some much deserved love. Also check out their channel. They might have other videos that might interest you, of course. Let's go ahead and check out some recent Dan and Phil TikToks, and then we will get you out of here so you can enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Let's go ahead and, well, if it's still Saturday. Some of you, it might be Sunday. All right, let's bring those up real quick. Here we go. All right, let's see if we can make this slightly easier to see. Is it possible? That's pretty good. All right, this has me dead.
Sparkle said, when you guys look for these pictures, I think you're referring to the live stream promo.
Ah, yes.
Are they in your camera roll, or do you Google search Dan and Phil 2010?
I just always Google Dan and Phil whatever. I've never searched in my camera roll for anything. If we're doing a video, I'll just be like, Dan and Phil, something.
People are always like, where's your archive? Like, archive of what? Like, all the pictures and videos. I don't keep any of that shit.
No.
I fucking Google everything. If I'm like, Phil is not on 5.5, I Google it. I rip it off YouTube. If there's a photo, like Dan and Phil Holiday Portugal, I find it off your Tumblr.
Yeah, a lot of the times it's from one of your tweets or one of your Tumblr posts.
Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah. Shannon Sparkle said, when you guys look for these pictures, I think you're referring to...
I mean, I understand the logic, but that is insane. That is the caption here, and I gotta agree.
Live stream promo.
Ah, yeah.
Are
That's
they in
wild.
your camera roll, or do you Google
That is
search
so
Dan and Phil
strange.
2010?
I just always Google Dan and Phil whatever.
They have no archive. I have this. This is a little portable hard drive. It's 2 terabytes worth of streams, basically. It's got, what does this have? This has the podcast, which is no longer a thing, and it also has the original videos, as well as the streams, and it's full, so I don't use this anymore. But that is how I keep these big streams. Each one of them is like 14 gigs or something like that. It's quite a lot. So I need to get another one of those, but I at least keep some offline archive. Googling is, hey, I mean, it is stored technically on YouTube, right? Literally all the videos on my YouTube are stored on YouTube. They condense it like crazy, which is good and bad. Obviously, it takes up less space if you download it. But it also does kind of degrade the quality just a bit. But yeah, the problem with that, frankly, for them, is the fact that if YouTube ever goes away, or maybe they accidentally remove their channel, or maybe I don't know, something happens, literally the entire backlog that hasn't been ripped by fans, PH fans, is lost. That would be devastating. Devastating. Hopefully they have some level of archiving. At least they begin to do it, or somebody else does it. Hopefully.
Whoa, I feel like I could have a feminine energy. I could shimmy along that runway. I could do a little dip. I could show a little bit of...
You did a dip, you will never get back up again.
I could show a little bit of nip.
I feel like you need to be like mother of the convent.
Yeah, maybe I'd be very God-fearing, like good Daniel, good Philip.
Well, now people are just going to draw this into some kind of Sister Danielle bad influence, subdom, religious trauma fanfic situation.
Oh, wow.
Catherine said, what would happen if Phil wore the Sister Danielle costume?
Oh,
would he become
gosh.
Sister Phil or an entirely new persona?
I feel like I'd become something completely different.
Oh my gosh, that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Thank you. What are you wearing? Thanks for joining us and supporting us on the Patreon.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you. What are you wearing? Thanks for joining us and supporting us.
Phil with the hard questions. Hard questions on hard launch. What the heck is even that? What the heck is even that?
Of old Dan and Phil, did you see Pink Pantheress was a fan or is a fan? I hope so.
I have not seen this clip. Can we
play it?
I used to watch so many YouTubers and like,
Oh, yeah?
I used to watch Dan and Phil and just him, like Dan being able to go microwave and that made him laugh.
Holy
Like that was the good old days.
Taste!
Having the microwave still there in their mind, though.
That came so quick out
Oh
of
my
a
gosh.
deep, dark place
You are
in her
in there.
mind. What is your favorite onomatopoeia? Microwave. Well, this just goes to show anyone who watches Dan and Phil is cool, hot, popular, and talented. So this is the
Yeah.
company of all of you watching this
love
right
that.
now.
Pink Pantheress is oomph.
Technically. And we can take credit for that. If we weren't implanting surrealist humor in people's forming minds,
Yes.
what would some other basic person have said?
We are cool, hot, talented, and popular. Put that in your mind.
Favorite onomatopoeia? Oh, creak. No, I had the
No.
nerve to say microwave.
And that was it.
That's like taking a tab of LSD for a young mind.
That was the blueprint of humor.
Your face goes, wait, no, it doesn't. And I double down. Yeah, microwave.
She even had the intonation.
That's like being unplugged from the Matrix when you're younger. Everyone is welcome. If you're freaky, that's our fault.
I love that.
Freaky with a PH.
I wonder if there's any other celebrities out there that watched Dan and Phil back in the day.
Only the cool hot ones. I think that's what we're learning right now.
I think that's what the fact is.
Yeah.
It's a good litmus test for if you're a cool person or not.
It's because we were there, we were being creative, examples of non-toxic positive masculinity. It was
Yes.
important work, Phil. And here we are, keeping it going with the male.
If you keep calling it a
See, this is why I'm mad. I'm mad at myself that I didn't discover Dan and Phil way back in the day. I don't know what I was doing, where I was going, whatever, but I'm glad through you all, literally, you introduced me to Dan and Phil, and it's been amazing ever since. It's been awesome. It's been a wild ride, and I've loved every bit of it.
male podcast.
I'm
that's
reclaiming what male podcast means. This is what it
Sure.
is.
All right.
There's the next Pink Pantheress is watching this right now. I'm not saying I hated my life completely.
That's so cool. That is so cool. You never know, right? I was watching a Rhett and Link Good Mythical Morning on YouTube recently, and McKenna Grace, who's going to be in the new prequel to The Hunger Games, she was guest starring, I suppose you call it, and she was revealed as a massive mythical beast, a fan of Good Mythical Morning. There was a picture of her at 13 years old with Rhett and Link, and of course they looked very different back then. And she was just like, yeah, I watch this literally every day. I still watch it from time to time. And I was just like, wow, that is so interesting. Like, to us, you know, the YouTube generation and whatnot, like, there's so many people that we've kind of grown up with over the years. And it's kind of strange that some of us will obviously get to a point where you might be able to meet them or whatever, maybe meet and greets or something. And it's just kind of interesting. Like, they are our stars, right? They're our stars. They are our celebrities, if you will. Like, clearly there's different levels to this. Like, movie A-listers is a whole realm. But I would say for a lot of us, internet stars, you know, YouTubers, whatever, maybe even influencers, that's a good question. What is the cutoff between influencer and celebrity? Like, what is, well, I guess it's this way, celebrity and influencer. Like, what's the cutoff specifically on that? And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, well, technically, if they're a celebrity to you, like you think they are of that level, and they are known by a lot of people, isn't that what a celebrity is? Like, what makes a celebrity? Is it fame? Is it money? Because a lot of people on YouTube or, you know, influencers on whatever, TikTok, Instagram, name it, they have pretty good fame. Maybe not ultra famous, but they do have fame. They do have a lot of people that follow them. And they also have money. So I guess everybody who has some sort of following is a celebrity in a way, or famous. So it's kind of interesting. It's cool to see these now famous people that grew up on Dan and Phil, grew up on Rhett and Link. Like, it's just kind of fascinating to me. It's really cool. It's really neat. But I appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. During the series member stream. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Certainly follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Become a member, toddreacts.com if you're not. That's for the later posting on YouTube. Obviously, if you're a series member, you're already a member. But thanks, everybody, for joining live. I appreciate you greatly. If you're watching this later, timestamps and all that stuff will be there. This will be uploaded to toddreacts.com after it's done, where it'll stay for a month for members, and then it'll get posted to YouTube next month. So right after this, February's series member stream will be posted to YouTube, so look out for that. I appreciate you being here, of course. Check out the merch. Join the Discord. You can watch this live. You will watch this live. Everybody's invited. The April stream will be coming up soon, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. I appreciate it. I hope you have a tremendous rest of your weekend. Have a great Saturday night, Sunday morning, whatever it is. Don't forget, I think we're changing time zones, right? We're we're springing forward, I think, which is unfortunate here in the U.S. So it's gonna get a little lighter earlier and lighter or darker later, which is, I don't know. I don't know why we do that still, but that's what it is. Thanks, everybody. Have a great one. I will see you on Monday. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.